Yo, what's good? Everyday superpower, you learn about body language, biology, psychology, relationships, game, everything in between, yeah? Two links in the description of this video, you know what they are. One goes to the YouTube playlist where you'll learn the catalogue of body language, you'll learn how to read somebody from A to B. Second to that is the Patreon, where you'll learn the real game, you'll internalise attraction and repulsion cues. I will show you the game, you'll become Casanova. The rest is histoire geo, yeah? Let's talk. Today, let me see what I've written down. I've said, when you establish momentum, your game will be less relative to books and videos and more on your own social calibration. Okay? So, what I mean by that is you'll sort of not need or not take in as much benefit as you once did through the literature, the game based and the psychology based and the biology based and the pickup artist based and the relationship artist based. You're not gonna pick up half of the information as what you once did through that literature. Likewise, the videos of like these YouTube relationship guys who talk about this and that, these red pill dudes and these manosphere dudes and all that, it's not gonna make half of the impact as your own communications in your day-to-day life, because you will have established such a pattern and insight of human nature and how people talk to you, and you'll have sort of, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't read and don't listen to the conversations and don't watch the videos and so forth, because that's where you establish a baseline and then you start to apply it into the real world. See if you can observe it, see if you can learn it, and see if you can see it manifest itself through the behaviors of others. But once you do start to do so, and especially to the point where you start to do so to the point where you start receiving attention from women, when you start receiving the results you want, when you start becoming competent in your communications with the fairer sex, it starts to deteriorate on this side where the materials are concerned, and it starts to raise on this side on your own personal experience. This is where you've got your own story to tell here, raising into the sky. This is where you're establishing and developing your own game, your own technique, your own stratagem, your own understanding of self, what makes you seductive, what makes you a good character. You'll start to see yourself reflected in the mirror of the world as you go along and communicate with more and more people. You know where I'm coming from? So I think that's quite interesting. And I say that personally, there's only so much I can watch a video now, and even if it comes across jam packed full of information I didn't know prior, it's sort of like I don't really need that information anymore, because everything's going well in my own personal communications, to the point where I'm learning and got this feedback loop and this fine tuning on my communications outside of the information I've been fed now, that I can fine tune it and reassess, and I know where I'm going wrong, and I know where I should reapply myself and reinforce like certain means of communicating with other people and so forth. It just becomes better. It just becomes easier. You learn about your character, what makes you attractive and what makes you unattractive, and you can't learn that from a book. You can't learn that from a video. You can understand baselines and sort of see it as it is, but you'll start to see the contrary of certain messages and teachings in the book. There's certain things I might not necessarily agree on that I read was like the be all and end all when it came to, pickup artistry and so forth. Yeah, the friend zone. A lot of people will say, "Oh yeah, the friend zone's a terrible place. You need to leave the woman and blah blah blah." Nah, that's your friend now. Use her as your wing woman. Use her, especially if she's beautiful, to be your friend, and then have it be known that this beautiful woman is more than happy for you to be close to her, because you're not threatening to her, and that she is happy with your company and she's happy to be seen with you. And beautiful women don't want to be seen around just any old man. Do you know where I'm coming from? I'm not saying go and get put there on your social medias as my best friend. Nobody wants that, you know what I mean? But start to utilize it and look at different perspectives and assess and place yourself in positions that those who might not actually have had your experience have told you, you know? Because we go in here and we read these books and we watch these YouTubers and these podcasters and stuff, and we think that their word is gospel, but let's be fair, they might just talk a good talk. They might just talk a good talk. There's a lot of people out there who might not have anywhere near the actual experience or know-how that you initially thought they did. And through your own experience in the field, so to speak, you'll understand that half of the stuff they've come out with is either just rehashed information from the next person or just a load of crap. You need to learn through your own experience the real game. Your life becomes a scientific experiment, not even on the conscious. It starts on the conscious, but then it becomes subconscious. Yeah? What do they call it in neuro-linguistic terms? They call it unconscious competence. When you've done something so many times and you've observed it that you're not now consciously aware of the behaviours, not now consciously sort of zoned in, it just becomes unconscious competence, and you become a magnet for positive feminine attention through your behaviours, your communications, and the way you speak to people and how you hold yourself and how you act with people, because you've been there, done that 20 times over. And such as performing a squat in the gym. When you've done it so many times over and over with good form, it makes no sense to squat with bad form, because you're only going to injure yourself, and your body doesn't want that. Through muscle memory and through your subconscious brain, it doesn't want that, so you'll just perform well and well each and every time, and that repetition creates competence with your actions, and you just become fantastic at what you do. That's something a book won't teach. You can sit there and read all day, but you need to have the human engagement and interaction, which is the horrible thing about it. It's hard, but if you are a human being who leaves the house, hopefully you will be with people, you know, on a relatively frequent basis, to start paying attention, to start communicating, to start observing, and to start applying yourself in a way as to where you can assess yourself, which is the most painful thing, don't get me wrong. You have to look in the mirror and see what you need to sort out about yourself. That was some game. Click like and subscribe. I'm signing out. Peace.